Okay, I wanted to talk about the website versus the mapping options. Here you can see I've searched in one north, one west, section 10. I've got two corners that have come up. Uh, if you go to the Orange County's website and do the same search, you'll see that three corners come up, and you can view them here. And the reason for this is you just don't have these are corners that are got tie cards and no Latin long. And to go to a mapping system or a GIS system, you need a Latin long. But we have a lot of counties that have a lot of tie cards that are scanned in that may not necessarily have a Latin long, but they would still like the ability to get them online. And this website's a quick way to do that. You could always later on add a Latin long and get it mapped to a GIS site and put them on your county's GIS. And the website has the other advantage of being just updatable. Like right now, if you take care of the database, and I'll show this by going over here to, I've scanned a new corner in, one north, and I'll stay in section 10. And the database knows it's got this corner in there, though it doesn't have the information for the corner, so I'm going to do that on this next screen, just like this says here. So I'm going to put in some data. Just bear with me while I add some stuff. We're in section 10. And I'll delete this later. For the corner link, I've got that in my corners. And I'll just copy the link and paste it in there. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for now. I'm not going to put a Latin long on this, so it wouldn't show up on a mapping site. But as you see, it will show up on the website. Now, since this is a brand new corner, I'm going to send the records to the website, just the corner records, because that's all I'm dealing with for this demo. And it sent those records, so I'll close this down and maybe move this out of the way. Now I shouldn't even have to reset this. It sent those records, and I should be able to do the same search. And see, there's a fake corner. And here you can see it's, 2 pages, just something I made up to go with this demo. The other advantage of this, now let me go ahead and do something else. I'll just leave this open. Move this over here. Let's go back to the same corner just to demonstrate another feature that makes all this work. I'm going to edit existing information for it. Now, since I already put data in, it's telling me that, hey, you're editing existing record. But say somebody's come in and they brought state plane coordinates on it. I can make a note here. And I've added this sheet, so I've scanned it in, so I'm going to add a file to this record. It tells me what the record is, and the file to add, I'm going to select the next file, and I'm just going to pick another random corner here. It doesn't matter what, for just demonstration purposes. I'll just pick something. And it tells me what I'm going to add. I'm going to merge these files together, and it's going to make one PDF of it, and you can see it's going to give you an example right here. Now it's 3 pages long. Okay, let me just close this down. I'll save this. And let me move this window out of the way. Now we're right back here. I haven't done another search, haven't done anything, just moved over to the screen. I'm going to view this record, and you'll see that this is now 3 pages. And notice I didn't go over here, and I didn't hit send to website because it wasn't a new record. So you could update your existing records and never worry about your website not being out of sync. Now, when you do add a new record, whether it's a new corner, new survey, or new plat, you'll have to send it to the website. But it's just at the end of the day, it's a quick send. Whereas when you're exporting to your county's GIS, first the corner will have to have a Latin long, the survey will, the plat will. Somebody will have to take that file and it'll be uploaded and a layer created. Either you or your GIS vendor will have to do it. and then a person can go on your county's GIS and search for that corner. Whereas if you've got the website, it's updatable like right now, and it also gives you all the corners, the ones with the Latin long and the ones that don't have the Latin long. So it does have a little bit of an advantage over the mapping system. The mapping system does put everything on one layer. You can put the plats and surveys, they all appear on one layer. Whereas here you'd have to export them or update them separately. But the advantage is there is a cost associated with the mapping because it's third-party software. The website can be created fairly low cost and updated. And if you keep your database updated, your website's updated, and all of the data you have is available online. So it's just I think it's the way every county surveyor probably should get started, because they have so much data that doesn't have a lat long. They have these tie cards, and then as they progress to getting Latin longs, use a GIS export to send it to your county's GIS, or have your own mapping option. Like, Orange County has, they've got, if you go back to the website, they've got the map church, they got a record search, corners, plats, list of surveyors, some Indiana survey and history. When you got a website, you can basically do what you want as far as putting on there. You can have your an about page, duties, contact information. There's just a lot of things you can do with a website that might not be available on your county's GIS, but you still do have the ability to send these records to your GIS and also keep your database up and maintain your website. It's going to be fairly easy. So if you've got any questions on this or anything else about the database program, check out my website. Drop me an email. I'll be happy to help anybody with it. I just kind of wanted to do this to show that there is, besides cost, which this is definitely, the website is definitely lower cost, there is some advantages to having a website that is directly hooked to your database as far as, pushing the data out, because it's just basically a button click and to transfer all the information to your website, and your website is kept current. You could do it every time you create a new record if you wanted to, but in reality, at the end of the day, send all your records to the website and you're good to go. There'll be some days you won't add data. You'll just be updating, and you won't even have to send records. It'll just stay current. But I modified the web base to do the database to do that. The counties that don't have a website available will see this button grayed out, but it could be available, and it's fairly easy to use. So, like I said, give me a call if you got any questions, or drop me an email. And thanks for bearing with me on this. I tried to do it on the fly, so hopefully I didn't stumble through it too bad.